The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hello, and welcome back to Trash Buddiez.
Woo!
If you're new here, I'm Beth.
I'm Kacie.
I'm Kate.
And this is our episode of Damn, We're Old.
Where we're going to be talking about things that are nostalgic to our childhoods that were many millennium ago.
I love the fact that we're calling this Damn, We're Old.
We're
literally
21.
When we're 21.
We're literally 21.
It makes us feel old, okay? We're
feeling old.
we feel old on the inside, and our bones are our joints are already old.
We're always old.
Guys, by the way, give a nice happy birthday to my back, which just turned 80 today.
Right.
Oh, if anyone was curious to know, I did win my $15 from last time.
Yes, Beth did win.
That last 8
Yes,
seconds really won me.
Before we get into it, Beth won her money. We almost lost Kate to heart failure.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She went into the hospital so don't freak out, but the doctor thinks I have heart failure.
Yeah, that was a little scary. It was like
A little. Heart
Yeah.
failure is major.
I was trying not to panic.
Except for you were making everybody panic.
So, okay. I was in kind of disaster combat mode basically because
You're like, I don't have time to panic right now. Because
the doctor, the PA is telling my mom, this is what's wrong with her. We think she could be in congestive heart failure, and so my mom is starting to get a little emotional, a little upset, rightfully so. And so I go into okay, well, I gotta fix that, can't be sad.
there's no time to panic. I got too much to do.
So yeah, I just texted them and was like, hey, the doctors think I might be in heart failure.
You know what I love too is you're really good at not panicking when it's major stuff, but when it comes to small things,
shit.
you're like, I'm going to have a major panic attack.
Yeah, because my brain can my brain can't process bad things until they've already happened, whereas my brain can take the little things and process that, okay, that's the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
When big things happen.
It was I can't overthink it right now, but
Yeah.
it's too big to be overthinking.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, so Beth won money, Kate almost died, and I slammed my finger in a car door.
Yes, you did do that.
I did. I was like, I'm gonna sit in my car, and then was like, I'm back. No, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, I was good. My dad's like, it looked like you almost had a seizure, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. That's just how I pass out, which it's happened so many times. So I'm like, it's just how
I'm
it
just
happens.
dying.
It's fine.
I'm alive.
It's like when I
I'm
die.
alive.
I'm dead. I'm alive. I'm dead again. But yeah, so I figured I've created a lengthy slideshow of different images from that I feel like we can all relate to and have some fun with. So, you guys ready?
Ready?
No.
Alrighty.
Well, get
Are
ready.
you
Beth.
ever ready?
Get ready.
All right.
It's happening.
Alright, so I got some school ones here. I don't know. Can you guys see them?
Yes, I
I was gonna say, did anyone else had to make the shoebox dioramas? Do you guys remember those?
Yeah, I did one with it was a log cabin
Nice.
type thing back in 4th grade.
Oh yeah, it was always elementary school.
Oh my gosh, I just remembered.
You
now
just
that
remembered
said
doing 'em?
that. Yeah, now that you said that, I did one with I made my parents go to the Dollar Tree. and
I need supplies. Stat.
It was the night before. We were like, "Hey, I have this project due tomorrow." And I was like, "It is 9 p.m. What are you talking about? You have
No.
a project due
That's
tomorrow."
not me, dude.
I didn't do that.
You never did that?
No, I did that with papers, not actual projects.
See, whenever I had one due, I'd be like, Mom, I need a shoebox. And she's like, fuck, where the fuck did I put all of the shoeboxes?
We, for no reason, keep all of our shoeboxes. I don't know why. We never throw them out.
That's one of the reasons my mom kept all of our shoeboxes, was she's like, I know you guys might need them someday for this. And also the shapes. The fucking shapes, the geometric shapes. Hold on.
Oh yeah, the little foam.
No. They were like little wood ones.
No, those
with the colors.
those fucking shapes were my life.
I love building those. Those were so much
great.
fun. Hold on. We're having technical difficulties. Please stand by. Those shapes, Kate. Those ones, Kate.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You just sit there building with them. It was so much fun.
No, but do you know what my diorama was?
What?
It was.
I don't even remember what it was.
It was like an Indian theme.
Oh, okay. You made.
There was like little Indian guys with like little
Native Americans.
dinosaurs.
I was gonna say, I think they're with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Beth's like, who cares about historical accuracy? Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was, but it had.
It had dinosaurs.
There was like little trees and little action figures and dinosaurs. It was great. I still have the toys too.
That's beautiful. That's even better.
They were like big. Like I went to the Dollar Tree. I made my parents.
Breaking
and
the
there
stuff.
was literally it was like bags of them. Just
Yeah,
bags
the little
bags.
baggies with like the trees
Yeah.
and stuff. There's like
I think
the
I
tree
bought like
pack.
3 for no reason.
Just cause you needed them.
Pretty much.
All right, hold on. Let's see. All right.
Next.
Yes. Next. All right. I know it says 90s kids, but close enough.
Learn with an E.
Things that we learned. It's learned. It's just got cut off.
Oh.
About in science. Magic School Bus. Does anyone remember the one where I don't remember where they were, but with the curly red hair kid, Arnold or something, I think, took off his helmet and like froze his head. Does anyone else remember that?
No.
Okay, what? And okay, but the second one, I know you guys remember this. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill.
Like every time you just saw that beginning, everyone just got unnecessarily hyped.
Oh my god.
And it was
Unnecessarily.
I didn't mean
completely necessarily hype.
like
Bill Nye the Science Guy was amazing.
aggressively hyped. That was the word I was looking for. I know the one day, I don't know if you were here for this, but in freshman year, Mr. R turned it on. And
Yeah, I don't
everyone
think I was there.
lost their shit. They're like,
Yeah.
yes! Bill,
Nye.
Bill. And then there's always that one kid in the back that just gets up and does the science rules.
Yeah.
It was always the one kid. It was
I was
great.
trying to figure out who the fuck Mr. R was
You
for
didn't
that
have
whole
him.
conversation, and then I was like, oh.
That's always the best part because Beth's like, hold on. Initials, names. Brain working.
Files. Oh, they're all over the place.
Got, like, a
Files.
freaking Rolodex upstairs.
Found it.
Is your brain just...
That's the found it noise?
Yeah. Found it.
All right.
All right, and the other things, I fucking miss this because, fucking Valentines. Getting Valentines. Only because they have candy. Like, you got the fun dips. You got, like, the temporary
fun
tattoo.
dip.
You had the one kid that was like, can I put this on? And the teacher's like, no. And you're like, this is
I definitely
ridiculous.
I don't miss that at all.
I only miss it because candy.
I'm not a big candy person. I
Get
know.
out.
I like. Okay,
You're
sorry.
fired. No, Beth, come back.
It was the best because on Valentine's Day, like, you'd have, like, some of the teachers had, like, the bags in the back of the chairs, and you just, like, walk around, like, put the candy in the bags.
No, I hated it.
I always like the parties, too. The parties the teachers threw.
No.
Yeah.
They always had the soft cookies.
No.
Oh, yes.
You like the soft
You-
cookies.
I like soft cookies, but I didn't like. I didn't like.
You didn't like the parties?
No.
A lot of those teachers had to pay for it out of their own pocket, and they did a good job making it special.
Right. They did a great job.
All right, now I didn't know this is one that everyone probably remembers. The parachute.
The parachute. Oh my god, that was the best.
The day our gym classes stopped having the parachute was the day our childhood died.
I
It
know.
was like, nope,
They should have kept that
they should have.
all throughout school.
Do you remember how hyped everyone got when they're like, okay, now everyone, you gotta go under and tuck it under.
Tuck it under you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
like,
sitting. We were like, oh my god, this is so cool.
I
Hi,
don't
Jenny.
understand. I
I
don't
see you across.
understand why we didn't continue that all throughout high school.
but like, elementary gym was so much better.
Yeah.
The games were so more fun. Like, we're playing Mission Impossible. I love Mission Impossible.
That was great.
But like, then you get into high school, it's like we're playing basketball, and then there's those kids that take it like way too fucking seriously, and you're like, Steven, it's fucking third period. It's too early for this shit. It's just tennis. Calm down. Actually, I don't think we did tennis in high school.
But I remember it was St. Patrick's Day, and we were in the gym, and they had those like the rolly things that you sit on. The scooters, yes.
Love those.
And so we were playing a game, and one scooter started moving across the gym floor. Like, we don't know, like, it just kind of, like, started moving. And everybody was like, oh, my God, it's leprechauns. The leprechauns are moving. Because it was St. Patrick's Day. So we were like, oh, my God, they're
Oh
leprechauns.
my gosh. Okay, so I don't remember if our teachers did this, but I know teachers now do this, where you'd go out to like recess and you come back in and like the leprechaun trashed the room. Like, did your guys' teachers do that? I don't remember if mine did, and I didn't know it until last year when I was working as a cleaner for the school how much of a pain in the ass it is to clean up after that. There was crushed Lucky Charms all over the floor. The carpet caked in green glitter. Caked. I literally was so proud of myself. I took up a before and after photo and sent it to people, and I was like, this is how bad it was. And they were like, oh my gosh.
Why did I never get that?
I think I sent it to you guys.
You definitely didn't.
Well, you guys know how much I suck at.
Bitch.
Fuck you. I love you.
Bitch.
Did anybody else's parents like dye their food green?
No.
Because what my mom would do is she would kind of, I don't know if she'd plan it out or she'd like save like an empty gallon of milk and pour some milk into the gallon. So there's always like a little bit of milk left. And then we'd come home from school and the milk would be green. And she'd be like, oh my God, the leprechauns turned the milk green.
No.
we didn't really do leprechauns.
Yeah, fair.
Like, we didn't really do...
St. Patrick's Day was never a holiday we celebrated at my house, at least. Like, we really didn't do anything for Valentine's Day. It was like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and
the big
Halloween.
ones.
The big ones. But like, yeah. And there was, when I was cleaning, there was legit green glitter all over the fucking toilet seat.
Ew.
There was somebody had like green, made it look like green boot prints on the ground. Was the one who had to clean that up.
See, they didn't do that for me in school, but they did it in preschool.
Well, yeah, fair. The rooms I cleaned were kindergarten rooms too, though, so you definitely get more of that.
I don't know if they did it in kindergarten or not.
I don't remember if they did.
Properly formed.
The only thing I remember from kindergarten is the fact that I didn't like to go on the bus. That's literally it.
I hated the bus.
I didn't like the bus because
Nobody.
my bus driver was really mean. And I had two friends that were on the bus with me. They were like my best friends. Same best friends I was talking about the last time we were here and no longer like me. But that's besides the point. We'll get into that in a second.
Oh no.
But it was, we would sit, like, there would be the three of us, and we would sit behind the bus driver, and
you were those kids?
Yeah. And, well, my sister was in the back, so.
Well, that makes sense.
And
my older sister.
You can.
Oh yeah, that definitely makes sense. She was a backseat kid.
If you were a certain age, you couldn't sit in the back because they were like, no, this is for the older.
This is for the older kids,
Yeah.
but still, it was always the older bad kids too. Anyway,
so the bus driver used to yell at us, and she'd be like, "Why are you kicking my seat?" I'd be like, "I'm not. I'm literally not. I'm just sitting here. I'm not even moving my feet. I'm." And
let me just run this by you. The bus bounces a lot,
right?
So maybe, just maybe, it's just the seat bouncing.
Yeah.
She was a bitch. I didn't like her at all.
I only had like one or two bus drivers in my entire elementary and middle school where I was just like, they were nice. I didn't have a bus driver in high school because I just walked home.
Yeah, or your mom like drove if you were feeling really shitty.
Yeah.
But you lived right by the school, so it was fine.
I wasn't far.
Can we also talk about this too on here? Freaking the cursive in 3rd grade.
Oh, yes.
Learning how to do cursive. The lines.
I hated the lines.
The lines right in the middle, there was like, you have to have this right set up there. Like, it has to, and like, we'd sit there doing this, and now nobody uses cursive.
I use cursive.
Like, no, like it's not like used though. Like,
oh yeah,
they're like you need to know cursive or else you will not make it in life.
Yeah, they don't do that in schools anymore.
And it's like, no, you're good now. Because like, you need to know how to sign your name, and that's about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you did it any other way besides what was in the booklet, at least in my class, they were like, no, you have to do it the other way. And I'm like, yeah, but the other way doesn't look right, and it's stupid. Like the G, I don't know why. The G was always the stupidest one for me.
The G is so stupid.
It looked like a D. Do you need to look at the image?
Yes.
Okay. I can turn it around too if you need to see the small one. The G.
Oh,
the
I
G
hated that
was always the stupidest.
I hated that fucking thing, dude.
It was so annoying. And then they were like, you need cursive or you're not going to make it. And we need you kids to make it. And we're like...
Do you remember also when teachers would told us that we have to learn our times tables because we wouldn't have calculators in our pockets?
That was always...
You're not going to be carrying
can't
calculators
use a
around with you. You have to know your times tables. I'm like, I put 2 + 2 in a calculator to make sure that I'm, and my phone to make sure that I'm right.
When you doubt yourself so much, you're like, hold on.
I gaslight myself into thinking 2 + 2 is
when-
not 4.
That's a
great.
little crazy.
Honestly, though, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, I don't get it. That's a little crazy.
but it's freaking. It was always hilarious. Like, you can't has a calculator on the test, but you can't has.
You can't, yeah, y'all
You
can't haze
it.
Y'all can't haze it.
Okay, but in high school, they'd be like, oh, or in elementary school, they'd be like, oh, you can't have a calculator. In middle school, they'd be like, oh, you can't have a calculator. Then you get to high school, and they're like,
You
here's
need
a
it.
calculator.
You need it. You need to know how to do all these weird buttons and stuff and
Why did
graph it.
Why do we need to know how to do every single graph that's ever known to man?
Here's a
Why?
calculator.
Because the government doesn't want us to know how to do our taxes.
I still don't know the difference between sine, cosine, and tan. I have no idea.
All I know is that's calculator things. I don't know anything about them besides that.
I failed a quarter.
Listen,
of
wait.
elementary.
Some old horse caught another old horse taking oats away. You never learned that one?
No.
No.
Sine was opposite over hypotenuse. Don't you remember that? So
No.
I taught math before I did technical midget.
Yeah, you were a math teacher.
I was a
That's
math
always
teacher,
not good.
but you know what? I'm like, it was just, I'm like, you're not going to need this. You're not. Kids would be like, wait, you're like admitting it. I'm like, well, this is just a job.
They just
I'm
paid
like,
to teach you it.
but when I first started teaching, like my first year of teaching was like 1991. And at that point, you couldn't use any calculator on the exam. Like, not even one that just did, like, addition and subtraction. There were no calculators. And I'm a brand new teacher, and I had all these old people I was working with. And I'm like, how come they can't use a calculator? And they're like, well, because you don't know who's going to have a calculator. I'm like, everybody's got a calculator. Like, everybody's got one all the time. Like, they give them away. Like, back in the days, you'd get, like, your ruler would have a calculator built into it. Like, everybody's got a calculator.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but if there's a nuclear Holocaust and all the electronic stuff working, then what will we do? And I'm like, I don't know, like fight the zombies? Like, I don't think we're gonna be like.
We're worried about
I'm
the
not worried
curve
about
of the-
doing algebra, but I mean, but we still teach math. Obviously, there's people that use math in their lives every day, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But most of us like should learn how to do our taxes and what credit card debt is, and
don't teach
like,
math,
but I know that's why I stopped teaching math because I hated it. So.
You know what is ridiculous though? Because of the huge gap my sophomore year, they didn't put me into geometry like everyone else. They're like, they had this. It was like where like a lot of the kids who had a harder time went. They taught us about. I told us how to fill out like W-2 forms and stuff.
Yeah.
Taught us about. I'm like, this should be the required class instead of geometry. Like,
Yeah, that's a good class. Do your taxes yourself. You don't have to go to like H&R Block or whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
No, I just have
government's
my
like,
dad do
okay,
it.
so you owe us money. Okay. You have to figure out how much. Okay, well, how are you going to know how much? Oh, no, we know how much you owe. Okay, so why can't you just tell me then? Because you have to do the math. And if I mess it up, you're going to jail.
Yeah. I feel like algebra and geometry and stuff, like the basics we should know, but not like go into like in depth until college, because if you're not going to use it in life, it was just wasted
Yeah,
time.
if you're going to be somebody that goes into that, that's different. You should have those options. Like, if you go down to your guidance counselor senior year, it was like, do you want to go into something with this? Here's some of the classes. Oh.
Yeah, they should have like there should be like I think that was what they should do. They should have had like a year where you learned all those things, and if you were interested in that or you showed aptitude to it, then like if not, everybody else should be put into like applied mathematics or
Yeah.
like,
Yes, something.
how to
something
measure
useful.
stuff. Like if you're doing wallpaper in your house or something like that, like home projects that you need that you could use math to make your life easier for. How
know what's
to
always
how to
fun?
balance your checkbook. Not that nobody balances their checkbook
Oh.
anymore. Nobody writes checks, but like stuff like that that's practical that you need.
The only time I've ever used any of my checks is when like a company needs a voided check, like when I'm applying for a job or something. But you know what's crazy too is always like the math problem's always like, Chris is trying to figure out the perimeter of his new pool, and it was like, well, that's just impractical. When are any of us gonna be able to afford to build a
That in-ground
pool?
pool.
What are you talking about? Talk about realistic. It was like
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I'm like, what? I was always bad at math, so I always have like a little bit of like a hatred towards math. But it's like a lot of the things we learned in math class, I don't remember.
It's gone.
It's absolutely gone.
It's replaced by song lyrics.
It is. It's filled with useless facts.
Song lyrics and TikToks.
Yes. And also, like, when will I need to graph something
Unless I'm going into a field, no.
Unless I'm going to a certain field, which I'm obviously not going to do because I fucking hate math. So I'm not going to go into a field that's very math heavy.
Gross. It was very gross.
I hated math. Like, with a passion. Like, my cousin and her wife, well, her now wife, they weren't married at the time, but they had to they had to tutor me in math, or in I think it was geometry. I think the reason that they tutored me in geometry was because I failed a quarter, and my mom was like, "No, ma'am,
you get that grade up."
Yeah, so I had to go there. Like, it was either once or twice a week, and they would tutor me, and sometimes they would have to look up how to do stuff themselves, and then they'd be like, and fun, like, it's kind of funny though, because my cousin is actually, she's a teacher now, but she's like a
not math teacher.
No, but she's like like an elementary school teacher. I don't know what grade. I think she teaches first graders.
Okay.
Or something like that.
So basic shit.
Yeah, but either way.
Have you guys seen those TikToks of like millennials and older Gen Z versus like younger Gen Z and Gen Alpha, or like different things, like how do you answer the phone, how do you do a heart, how do you hang up the phone? And I'm looking at these younger kids and I'm like, you answer the phone with a flat palm to your ear?
First of all, it would be this,
No,
if it was gonna be these.
They do it like a flat palm straight to the ear. I'm like, no. Well,
to be fair though, the older like people from, at least I know I still do this.
I do like the traditional like old like.
To be
phone.
fair though, that's also it would just be like if you were trying to mimic actually holding the phone, it'd be this.
Your hand it becomes the phone, so this is
so that actually
it's true. But I'm like, no, a phone is
How do you answer the phone?
A phone is like this with the thumb and the pinky.
Or I usually just do this. Hello.
Yeah.
Speaking of phones, do you guys remember what kind of phone your first one was?
It was
like my first like cell phone.
Yeah, like I had me and B whenever our parents went to go get new phones. We'd always ask, and they'd give us like the old display phones so we could play with them.
Oh yeah.
But I could be wrong, but the one I remember my first like phone was a freaking Sidekick. Where you turned it over and you flipped it up and you had the whole keyboard. That was my first phone. I love that thing.
Mine was kind of like that, except for it was like.
Oh, the long way Sidekick.
It was like,
okay.
My first cell phone was a hand-me-down of a hand-me-down iPhone 4 that I had in elementary. So it was my mom's phone. They got it new. Then they gave it to my sister to use in middle school. And then once it also went to high school, then they gave me the iPhone 4. So I had that until I was like a sophomore in high school. So that phone was probably 10 years old by the time I ended up. And every phone since I have gotten a hand-me-down until I got my iPhone 10 after I graduated high school.
Wow.
Yeah. My second phone was an iPhone 5C. It was blue. And I wish they would actually give you all the stuff in the boxes.
Oh yeah, no. That's how they make their money.
Yeah, I know.
It's so annoying.
But they used to give you headphones, the phone, the charging block, the charger, and
they're like, nope.
And there was like a little case for the headphones too. Like it was a plastic case. Yeah. And then it was
with the line where you wind.
Where it was wound up. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had an iPhone until my phone now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because I used to be so upset because every time I would text you, my bubbles would be green.
I never understood that. I'm like, it's a color, dude. Calm down.
I like the blue ones better.
They are better. You know, you can actually change them, like the colors.
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably somewhere in like
there's a way, but I don't remember how to do it.
Fair.
Well, then why did you bring it up, Beth?
I know if you're not gonna tell
you're gonna get our hopes up.
Do you know why? Because there's this thing called Google, and you could Google it.
Listen.
You know,
just because I can.
You know what makes no sense to me?
Lots of things.
I don't understand why people always text me asking me how to do things when you could literally Google it. When they're asking me how to do things and I can't remember, I literally just Google it and then I'll be like, oh, you can do it this way.
See, I'm right there with you. There's certain things though where I'm like, I know you know how to do this and you're gonna know how to explain it better than than Google can. So there's certain things where like I could have looked up how to do the animation for the intro, but But I'm like, I'm gonna call Jack because I know he's done it before, and he's gonna be able to dumb it down and explain it to me in a way that my brain can comprehend. You know, the audio. Dinner tomorrow. Me. Yay! Like, it's that. It's great. Yeah. So I'm like, I could look this up, but I know this person's gonna be able to explain it better.
Yeah.
So it's just a mess. Anywho.
Next slide.
Are you guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready for...
What is that?
Bill. He's just a Bill.
God.
And he's sitting on the steps of Capitol. You know, what's wrong? It's Schoolhouse Rock, man.
I hated that.
How dare
that song is a slap. Poor Bill.
No.
That was amazing. Also,
Conjunction Junction. That was my
Conjunction Junction.
But see, this is what they needed to do all the time. That's what we remember. Like, if you really want us to remember stuff, put it into a song.
Put it into a song. Yeah.
They're like, you're too old for that now. And it's like, why? It still works.
Those erasers, though.
Yes, the erasers.
I used to chew on those.
They sucked.
I chewed on them.
They were awful.
I chewed on them
because you would erase and then immediately break right at where it actually started.
The only reason I don't remember much from Spanish, even though I took it every single year of middle and high school.
Gross.
The only reason I know that a scarf is a bufanda is because of La Bufanda, Billy La Bufanda. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You remember Billy La Bufanda? Yeah.
See, it works.
It works.
Those videos
She showed us
so
weird.
They were so fucking weird.
So weird.
But they worked.
They worked.
They were weird, but they worked.
This wasn't even like, you know, I only know this word because of this thing. It was just, I know because I took French because I was like, I want to learn French. Everyone's like, I'm taking Spanish because it's easy. It's like, I actually want to learn French though. So, but it's Alouette, Gentil Plumouette. Like, if you don't know French, you've heard that song, right?
No.
Nobody's ever. Okay.
No.
But anyways, it sounds pretty cheerful, right? It's about killing birds.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So is Ring Around the Rosie is about the Black Death.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one time when Julie and I made you help us with our Spanish project?
Yes.
And it was about stealing pizza.
Yes.
Spanish. Yeah. I still have the video.
And I'm like, I don't remember what the one line was, but I just kept quoting it like it was like 2 words or something.
I don't remember.
I was like, no.
It was so funny. It was so
You'll
funny.
have to find that because that was hilarious.
have it. It's in my phone.
We were at her house and like I don't even remember. It was just like no pizza.
Yeah,
it was something like that, but it was in Spanish and it was hilarious.
The way we did it too, we did like a Law and Order in the middle, like a doo-doo.
Yes, I remember. What I had to do like a French video project with S, our friend S, and it's always so funny to watch those because one, you show them in front of the whole class, so you can always tell whose project it is by just and they're just always the video quality horrible, the sound quality horrible. It's like je m'appelle. It's always so static and just like no.
There was one class that I had where this one guy stood up and he was trying to say I'm embarrassed. Mm-hmm. So he said soy embarazado. Mm-hmm. But what that actually means is I'm pregnant. So, and if I pronounced that wrong, I apologize. But so he just stood before the class and went, I'm pregnant. And the teacher started losing it. Because obviously he just announced the entire class he was pregnant. It was amazing.
Was it a boy or a girl?
It was a guy. It was a guy, which made it even funny. Oh, the teacher was a girl.
The baby.
Oh, I don't know.
It was. I was making a joke because he was like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, oh, I would have been like, congrats. Is it a boy or a girl? You ruined my joke, Kate.
I'm sorry, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I don't do jokes. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. It's my fault.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you guys remember when every time when you had a ruler, you put it on the end of your pencil and you smacked it?
The teachers always yelled at us for doing that. They were like, "Don't."
You didn't do it.
I put my pencil in there and then I would like do it as like a
spin
helicopter.
It. See, but a lot of people would just smack it and let it spin itself.
No,
that's just how a lot of people did it. at least for me. They'd just be like,
I don't know what that clock thing is though.
you guys.
That was how you learned to tell time.
You don't. They still use these.
Yeah.
I definitely don't remember using that.
You don't remember those?
No.
They had them at, like, I remember my teachers would, like, hand them out and, like, you
Yes!
get in the morning and they'd be like, on your desk.
okay.
Like, okay, everybody, turn your clocks
To
to
3:15,
and then you'd be like, okay, how the fuck do I work a clock? Like,
I was just like watching the gears.
I
Yeah.
definitely don't remember that at all.
no?
Seriously? Okay,
Not
maybe
at all.
you'll remember these then.
Ah, yes.
The
Yes.
scooters!
Oh, those are the
Dude.
best.
Those.
What was your guys' favorite way to do those?
I used to sit crisscross applesauce on them and then, like, move my arms
With
like
the hands?
With the hands, yeah.
No.
And then you would always get, like, your fingers caught under the wheels.
Oh, that was the worst.
Because it was so funny.
I used to do on my knees, and then I would like.
In elementary school they'd always be like, no, get off your knees. That's no.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you go on your
At
knees.
least, I would always either do the crisscross applesauce or just hold on and just do the foot,
Yeah.
or
And then
every
if
now and
if
then
you
the
held on-
belly.
Yes.
Do the belly.
On the belly. But then if you held on the handles and you, like, moved your body enough, you could, like, kind of walk
Just
it.
walk
like,
it.
You kind of, like, waddle and walk
You
it.
just hear
yeah.
the wheels clanking on the floor.
Those
There
were
was always
so
that one
fun.
kid that would like, always like one athletic boy in every gym class that would like run and then slide onto it like
Yeah.
in his belly, and the teacher would be like, "You can't do that."
Yeah, you get yelled at.
And one kid always tried to stand on it, and you're like, "You're gonna fall, dumbass!" And then he fell, and then you laughed because he was a dumbass.
Exactly, yes.
And it was always great. It was always hilarious. That was always the best when the teachers pulled it, especially when they were like, "Okay, you know, you guys got like 15 minutes of free time on the scooters." We're like, "Yes!"
Oh, whenever you walked into the gym and the scooters were out, it'd be a good
It was a
day.
good day.
Do you remember those? I don't know if you had them, but there was like these. They were like these scooters, not those scooters, but they had like handles.
The razor scooters?
You
Were they like?
sat on
Were they?
them.
In gym class?
Yes.
I don't think
We
so.
went to the same elementary school, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was like you would sit on it, and it was kind of like a spinny thing.
No, I
It was
don't.
handles.
I don't remember that at all. The razor scooters, though,
Oh
he
my God.
accidentally picked it up right into the ankle.
Those were brutal. Brutal.
If you're gonna fight, if you're out on a razor scooter, then you're gonna fight somebody. That's when you pick it up and you spin it.
Yeah.
These? How can do you not? You don't remember these?
No.
I don't even.
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh my god, I love.
I think actually, I think
No.
No?
our gym had those, but they never pulled them out. Like I feel like I remember seeing them in the thing.
I loved those. They were my favorite.
All right, moving on from those memories, let's talk about the best memories from childhood. The snacks, people. The snacks.
Okay,
Those
you know what I used to
snacks.
do with Funyuns?
What?
I used to break them like completely. Like I would obliterate them in there,
Obliterate them?
and then I would just like
Like the powder?
Just
Yeah.
dump the powder. These though, can't remember. The Freezy Pop things, the triangle ones.
The Minute Maid ones. Those things were the best.
Whenever they were very
didn't
rare
like
at
them.
lunchtime, but when they came out, you were like, "Today's a good
Today's a-
day."
They were yeah.
They were
I
young.
didn't like
I
them.
loved
didn't?
I loved there was cherry, right?
Yeah.
I loved the cherry ones.
I didn't like
Those were
them.
the best. Yeah,
Those
you don't
were
like anything.
delicious. Also, Huggies. Did you
Huggies.
guys? I was gonna say. Apparently, there's a bunch of different names. I've always called them Huggies. I've never heard like different names, but apparently people call them like barrel of juice or
Yeah,
something. I'm like,
juice barrels.
they are Huggies.
So I want to know if you guys called these things too, because whenever I mention these two things, people are like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Banana.
Fishy crackers.
The fuck is a fishy cracker?
Nobody called.
Goldfish?
Yes, in my family we called them fishy crackers.
Why?
No, they're goldfish. Snack,
they're
nuts, spiral,
goldfish.
snack, goldfish.
They're fishy crackers.
They're goldfish.
And then do you guys remember the like the Danimals?
Yes.
Like yogurt, the smoothies. We called them yogurt juice.
That's fucking weird.
No, they're just animals.
They were
No, that's
fishy crackers and yogurt juice.
no, that's fucking weird.
maybe in your household, but
Fishy crackers
that's-
and yogurt juice.
that's
That
the
is what
only
we called
household.
them.
Yogurt
And I-
juice?
Yes.
I cannot get over this yogurt juice.
Yogurt
deal.
juice. Well, it's yogurt, but it's drinkable, so it's a juice. It's yogurt juice.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, it's just a Danimal.
That's what it's called. It's just a Danimal.
No, they're yogurt juice.
No, that's fucking weird.
Even now to this day, I'll be like, oh,
This, when I was looking at these pictures, those
Oh,
Yogos.
yes.
Do you know they still
Awoke.
have the grips?
Do they really?
Yes, they do. They have them at Walmart.
Oh my god.
I bought
Do
them.
you remember? Okay, so you guys, I think you guys remember. We went to get snacks at Target.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, did you guys know they started making Scooby snacks again?
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember. And then that
And
lady.
the one lady was like, you mean these? And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I grabbed them, hoisted them over my head, and I was like, they have them! And then just came running at one of you. I think it was you, because I think you were with me.
Yeah, it was definitely me.
And I came running at you. I was like, bet they have! And I was like, thank you!
It was
also,
But the grips, they still have those?
Yes, they do. They have all of the different flavors: the cookie, the graham cracker, the
I know,
Cheez-It.
we never really had those in my house, but I always saw people with them, and I was like, you're so cool.
We always had them in our house.
I love how just simple things like that were such status symbols in elementary school. Like now it's like cars and phones and watches, and we're like, you got Lunchables? Your family must be rich.
they're starting to make zoo pals again.
I think I actually have those on here.
Yeah. Zoo pals are the best. And if they're on there, we'll get to them. We'll talk to them more about them.
But those Yogos or Yogi, I never remember how they
I
pronounce
don't know
these.
what that is.
You guys
I
never had
never
those?
had
I can still
those. I had the grips. I never had the.
I actually really like them, and I can like every time I look at the picture, I can just low key taste them.
No.
You guys ever get that when you look? But when you
Well,
look at
yes,
old,
yes.
you're like,
Yeah.
I can taste it.
But I've
it's
never-
flavor memory.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what that is.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
never
know
had the
what that
Yogos.
Okay, but do you guys remember
Oh,
the
yes.
tattoo for roll-ups?
Oh my god, because you'd hold them when you're
Oh,
talking, you're like,
God.
oh look,
I got this on my tongue.
I've got tattoo on my tongue, mom. Look,
They were just blue blobs.
Yes,
You can never see
They
what it
never
was.
look like anything when you put them on your tongue. But like, I'll be like, Bob, look.
Speaking of tattoo roll-ups, did you guys ever have the zebra gum?
Oh, like the fruit stripe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that
zebra
stuff
gum.
was crap.
no, and then there, on the packages, the wrappers,
Yeah.
there was tattoos, tongue tattoos.
I don't remember those.
Yeah,
I remember having them though, and I was like, "Oh, this is good for 2 whole seconds."
it is. It's for 2 whole seconds. They still
But-
have it.
Baby bottle pops.
Yeah, the baby
I,
bottle.
used
I
to
had
make
one.
My mom buy those.
They
for
still
me.
have them. They still make them.
Yeah, I know. I used to make my mom buy them.
Mare
for me every
always
time I was
has
there.
them. She's like, "Hey, want a baby bottle pop?" I actually had to steal one when me and her went to see Beetlejuice because I was like, I'm feeling kind of weak and hungry, and all the like concessions were closed. And she's like, "Hold on here," and she reached into. At this point, it was her mom purse. She's got a mom purse now, so where she's like, "What do you need?"
Right.
Map to Atlantis. It's in here. So she's like, "Hold on," and she reached out and just held out. She's like, "I'm gonna let you have a baby bottle pop," and I was like, I'm so honored because she loves those.
I never had one.
You've never.
We're going to
had
the
one.
dollar store after
No.
this.
My mom, I don't think my parents
We're
let me
going-
have any of them.
It was
This is
awesome. My
fucking-
favorite part was always you had to make sure you pressed it in, and then you just sat there and you're like, yes! We're going to the dollar store after this. You
And
have
then
to have one.
sometimes, did you ever lick your finger and then shove it in
Yeah,
the?
I
Yes.
did that with Fun Dip mostly though.
The Fun Dip, yeah.
No,
Because
I
the Fun
did
Dip
it
was
with- I
such a
did it-
pain to get out, and I
did
really
it
like
with-
stick
I did
best.
it mostly with baby bottle pops. I would like lick my finger and then I'd be like,
I honestly, when I wanted to do that, I would literally just be like, hold the lollipop part, and just like a fucking shot.
no, I couldn't.
Speaking of like lollipop things, do you guys remember Push Pops too?
Yes, they still have those as well.
They still do, but like
They
they're
sell
all
them
like
at the Home Depot.
they're still like all flavor combinations. Like I just want a watermelon one, and every time I find them, they're always like strawberry. Every time I see them, at least I don't know.
At least
but
the ones at Home Depot they don't have.
I can't believe you never had a baby bottle pop. What's wrong?
That's
with you?
fucked up, dude. We're gonna get
Bla-
you somehow.
Call my parents. Blame them. They both have my mom's number, so they'll probably text her on the way back. You
How
never let
could
me
you
have a
Do it
baby
right-
bottle pop?
right now?
How could you deprive? All right, I got some other things. The quick kid cuisines,
Those were the best.
the brownies were the best. Also Runts. Does anyone else love Runts?
No,
You didn't love or like the bones outside of grocery stores?
no.
Oh, I remember those.
Do
Yeah.
you, I freaking love those. But like also we got
To this day, the only way to eat ice cream is with a wooden spoon.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sorry.
those ones I miss. They still sell them at Walmart. We should just go on a
That's
nostalgia.
I
food
after
kick
I
after
when I
this.
was like a kid 900 years ago, we would have like fun day at the end of the year, and then you would get like that ice cream with it.
Yep.
And it was chocolate and white, so like vanilla, so it would swirl.
Yeah.
And there was always, and it had been sitting out for a while, so it was always a little bit soft. And then that stupid wooden spoon was like, this is great. Like, now they probably get a splinter in your tongue or something from it. Like it'd be so.
We gotta like run to Walmart after this and just have like a nostalgia food party after this.
My
cuisines.
grandpa,
We're so
he
gross.
had the ice cream cups all the time, always. He always had them.
No,
And-
I'm by the way, I'm not kidding. We should do that.
No, I know.
Did your school sell like at the high school? Because I'm sure the elementary they didn't have this. But what did they sell? Like snack? Did they have like a snack
Yeah, we had like
window?
a small snack bar / like.
Did you guys like have like the taco the taco choco or whatever it was called?
Oh, the ice
Did
cream.
we?
I don't know.
think
It was ice cream, but it looked like a taco.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I don't think we did.
I don't think the school sold them, but my dad used to sell ice cream, and so when he would have like a surplus of ice cream,
Your dad used to sell ice cream?
lore drop. Yes, my dad.
Dad lore drop. Why does it that dads do that? They're just like, oh yeah, I was in the CIA during World War II, and again, World War II is
my
not
dad dropped
right,
some
but like,
serious lore a couple weeks ago. That apparently he's one of those people that like sees like numbers as colors. Like he sees numbers as colors, and I like a whole thing. And I was like, how did I not know this about you?
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's always great. Oh, we're talking about lore drop. I need to tell this story. This is my favorite story about Dad. I have his permission to tell this story.
Okay.
This is a nostalgia throwback for him. So he used to work at this place called Rentway. I don't know if your guys' parents have told you about that. It was kind of like Rent-A-Center.
Okay.
You guys remember those? Mm-hmm. So he used to work there, and people would return items. They'd be like, "There's a nick on them," and they were supposed to throw them out. But they were like, if the employees wanted to take the stuff home, they could. So he had these huge speakers. Mm-hmm. They were kind of like the size of two of these, like put together. The squares. Mm-hmm. And so him and his friends, they did what they called Big Balls Challenge, which if you ask somebody today, they'd say Impractical Jokers. It's the same thing. And so he looked at my Uncle Cece and he was like, okay, I got a challenge for you, right? And I guess one of their girlfriends had left their panties there that night.
Oh, God.
And it happened to be a thong.
Oh, God.
And so he looked at my Uncle Cece, and they had been drinking too, obviously. And he goes, you got to go to the court, because they lived right on the corner, and you got to do the Macarena, a full 4 turns, and nothing but that, in the middle of January.
Oh, God.
And they lived in Buffalo.
That's such a dad thing.
It was such a dad. I just love that you guys know Dad so well. You're like, yeah, that sounds about right.
That's
So
him.
he took these big speakers, and they fit perfectly in his window, and they started blasting the Macarena. So my Uncle Cece, who also I'd like to mention is like the size of a toothpick. He's the skinniest little dude. And so they're playing the Macarena. So he's out there. He's got socks, boots, and a thong, and that's it. That's it. Just out in the corner, doing the Macarena. He had to do a full 4 turns, and he gets to the last one, and he hits the turn, and he's about to finish it when he just stops, right? Just stops dead in his tracks, just mid Macarena, and takes off. He goes. I don't even think he took. I think he hopped over their gate, their chain link gate, came in the back door, slammed it behind him, and then collapsed on the kitchen floor, having an asthma attack. And my dad's like, Chance, what's wrong? What's up, man? And he just sees flashlights coming in the windows.
Oh, shit. Was it the cops?
And he's like, son of a bitch. So they go over, and there's 2 female police officers
Oh, shit.
standing there. And the main one looks at my dad, and he goes, hi, do you want to explain to me what the fuck I just saw? So my dad goes, so let me tell you.
Let me break it down.
Yeah, he's like, let me break it down for you. He's like, it's my buddy. It was actually the best part too is it was my Uncle Cece's birthday, and they're like, yeah, happy birthday, go dancing in the fucking throng. And so he's like, it's my buddy's birthday. We've been having some drinks, and we dared him to do full turns in the Macarena, it was just a silly goof, and he's sitting there please don't take me to jail, please don't take me to jail for daring my friend for public indecency.
Right.
And the one officer kind of behind them, I guess, just kind of sighs and is like, And the other one, it goes, okay. Make sure he finishes and then leaves. That to this day is my favorite. My dad's got stories like that for days, but I love when the first time he told me that story, he's like, oh yeah, I once dared Uncle Cece to do the Macarena in a thong, and I'm like, go back, what? What? Finish the tell the whole story, man. You can't just drop something like that and be like, bye.
Okay.
Like, what the hell?
So to keep with the educational theme that we started last time, I kind of want to share my first fun
fact
of the episode.
Fun fact of Trash Buddies.
So,
Fun facts by Trash Buddies are brought to you by Kate.
yes.
This time.
So, what do you think the chainsaw was originally invented for?
Oh, I know this one. I'm not going to say it.
Beth, what do you think? Why was the chainsaw invented?
It's fucked up when you hear it. Do you know it? Or do you have a bad idea?
I have a bad idea.
Tell
say
the bad
it.
idea.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Come on, you have to say it. You can't just go
And then not tell us.
and not say.
For decapitate or like amputations?
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of along the
Along
original
those lines.
chainsaw was invented by Scottish doctors John Aitken and James Jeffrey. And it was originally designed to help aid in childbirth. So it was So the chainsaw was originally invented to help aid in childbirth.
So you're just there.
When a woman was struggling to push, the idea was to use the chainsaw to break
The
away a
original
like
C-section.
bone or something like that. Yeah, it was originally a bone saw to help aid women in childbirth.
It's like women don't suffer enough.
It didn't work very well. And eventually,
Just imagine being there pushing. It's just like.
Hold on. The doctor's just like, hold on.
so this is the first chainsaw.
That makes me uncomfy.
That
Oh
is a
my
picture.
gosh,
I'll
go
show it
ahead.
to the camera in a
Just
second.
show it to the camera. That is
I don't know
horrid.
if they'll be. Oh, let me put it on the side. Let me see. I'll pull it up.
That is horrid.
That
Could
is
you
what a
imagine
chainsaw
you're
was.
just there pushing?
And they were going to use that
That
to
makes
help
me
aid.
uncomfortable.
We need women doctors.
Yeah.
Take care of women, not men.
This is why men shouldn't be allowed to make a lot of decisions regarding to women.
That's just that is awful. I was like literally getting like ugh.
Like, here's this watermelon-sized thing you're pushing out of you. Let me just grab this chainsaw to help.
Yeah, so the flexible saw later became an osteotome, which is just like a bone saw.
Yeah.
Was used to cut away flesh, cartilage, and bone from the mother during childbirth if the baby got stuck in the birth canal.
Did you know?
That is the first fun fact of the pod.
Did you know that?
It wasn't very fun, but
Actually,
it's educational.
Actually, that's exactly what I expected from Kate.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Our education system should be teaching.
This is
Forget geometry.
Screw algebra and that stuff.
the chainsaw was invented to help in childbirth.
Did you know that?
The chainsaw was invented to help childbirth? No,
Yes.
we just found out today.
I'm not talking about that.
I'm sorry I had to.
Did you know that the average that someone farts in a day is between it's between 5 and 40 times a day? I definitely don't think that's right.
I definitely
40.
think you exceed that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What are you eating?
Rich is
Good.
like, that's too low.
40. No, 40's wait.
That's all right. Rich
What
is like, that's
what
way,
are you
way
eating
too
that you
high.
need to like
And
40?
Beth is like 40.
Like,
I get
that's
that in the
just-
first hour.
I mean, I guess like if you like just eat Taco Bell or something every day, like that's all you eat.
I think you're gonna be doing more than farting if all you eat is
No,
Taco Bell.
for
Or go to
whatever
the
reason.
doctor because
For
if you got something wrong with your intestinal, like you're allergic to dairy or something. You should not. There's something you shouldn't be eating if you're passing gas that much.
Right?
You're lactose intolerant or
Are
something.
you laughing at the thing or did you just fart?
No, I didn't
Okay.
fart.
Because whenever she just starts randomly laughing, you know it's because she farted.
We could be in the most serious conversation and she'd be like, I farted. Anyways.
5 to 40 times a day.
That's ridiculous.
No. I mean, you might be closer to the 40 times, but I feel like everybody else is
Everyone
more
else.
like the 5
It's
spectrum.
only on a bad day. I'm gonna start
those
counting.
those have.
You should, and you should give us far updates.
Yeah.
We're gonna
And
we
be
should
like,
get a
I'm at 20.
I can understand 40, like on it, like like when you're just having a bad stomach day, right?
Yeah.
Like that makes sense. But like 40 every day?
every day. No,
That's the average.
you know what we gotta get you. You know, like,
Average. Who's farting more than 40 times a day?
5 to 40 times a day.
somebody with some serious intestinal
let me make
issues.
sure
Oh my
facts are
God.
correct.
Please
But, like,
double
we
check your
gotta get
facts
you-
because my God.
You know when you go to like an event and they got the person there with the clicker? Those
Yo, you
clicker
need one of
things?
those.
We
That's
need one of
cool.
those for
Yeah.
Beth so she can count them. Please stand by.
That's your homework for the next episode.
Yeah, no, it's 15 to 40.
15 is
15 seems high
15.
no
as an average.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
a day.
Who? Tell them to show their math. Find a place to leave a comment and tell them to show your math because this is ridiculous.
Healthy
Yeah.
individual gas passes between 12 and 25.
Well, I guess then we're very unhealthy, which I mean,
I was
know
gonna
I
say,
am.
if that's healthy gas usage, like
Gas passage?
gas passage.
I guess if you eat a lot of like green vegetables.
I know, like
Here,
If you eat Brussels
lot of
sprouts
beans?
every day or something, right? Like
beans. The
magical,
more you
the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more
The more
you
you
toot.
toot.
The more you toot, the better you feel. So eat your beans at every meal.
my
does everybody have that song in their house? That's what I want to
See,
know.
no,
Like
my-
green's magical, beans magical fruit.
My grandmother used to sing that to us all the time.
See,
You got the you know the diarrhea one?
no.
No.
Diarrhea. People think it's funny, but it's really brown and runny. Diarrhea.
Oh,
That was one at my wife's house. I didn't know that one until my house. My mother. We weren't allowed to talk about going to the bathroom, like having gas. We were never allowed to talk about those things. We like got in trouble, like if we talked about those things. Like we're like, no, you don't talk about that. I'm like, okay, it's just like,
see,
like no.
see, in my family, well, two things. One, for the bean song, my great uncle Dan, may he rest in peace, amazing man. He always would say, beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart, and that was it. And also, in my family, if you let one rip, first of all, it's a, God damn, man, that was a loud one. You know, we say something, or like if you burp, like most families be like, oh my gosh, excuse me, like that's what. But at our dinner table, it was like it's like a mild two.
You gotta
Like,
rate
you
'em.
could do better.
I
you
actually,
could do better.
They get
I
rated.
get in trouble for rating.
Really?
At the dinner table.
I
at
feel
least.
like is that why you like coming over to my house so much? 'Cause
No,
when
I-
you burp, you're like,
I-
yeah,
no,
rate it.
I get in trouble for rating at the dinner table. Any other
Oh.
time, my mom's like, "You're terrible," but she'll be like, "Really, Beth? We have to do that
Yeah.
at the dinner table?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yes, yes, we do."
This is an official system. There is always time for rating.
Also, speaking of the dinner table, my mom made this. She made this rule where if we put the middle finger up or if we say "fuck" at the dinner table, we have to pay. Kind of like a swear jar type of deal. And my sister did it the other day, and she goes, "I'm not paying. I'm not doing it." And we're like, "Okay,
Ooh.
okay."
Anyways, I have the perfect transitional picture between food to toys, and it's Polly Pockets.
Oh my God. I still remember the feel of them between my teeth.
Yes.
Like the sound that the rubber made when you chewed on them.
I had like it was a Polly Pocket, like it was a whole house.
Nice.
It was a
I
Polly
had a,
Pocket house, and it had like a little, and I had a Polly Pocket car, and there was like a
Yes.
little pool in the back of it.
nice.
Yeah.
Suck it, Barbie. I had a bunch of Polly Pocket. They were like these rooms, and you could stack them and move them. But yeah, I still have Polly Pocket. I am slowly working on rebuilding my old toy collection to pass down to when I have kids. So I found like a bunch of old Littlest pet shops,
Oh, yeah.
which I think I have on here too. But yeah, you're right. I can still hear that like just like almost grinding them in between your teeth. And
Yeah.
then, like it's
Yeah.
so weird because like my mom would be like, "What's it? Like, what are you chewing on?" I'd be like,
Polly
Nothing.
Pocket.
jacket. She'd be like, "Get that out of your mouth." I'd be like, "I don't know what's in these, but they're delicious."
Back when we had a lot of Polly Pockets, we had just gotten a dog. And our dog, she was probably like 1 or 2 years old. Rest in peace, Lily. I love you so much.
Sweet old gal.
But my dad would be like, there are a lot of fucking Polly Pocket clothes in the dog. Because he would, like, scoop the poop in the backyard. He was like,
Why
I saw,
is there
like,
a
3.
feathered boa?
I was
in
like,
the dog's
there's
shit?
a lot of Polly Pocket clothes in the dog's poop. So we had to, like, make sure to put it away so the dog didn't keep eating our Polly Pocket clothes.
That's when you just look your dad dead in the eye and be like, "Mine too."
Right?
Also, did anyone else in their family just had a big, like, either bag or like bucket just of loose crayons?
Yes.
You had.
For us, it was a bag.
I don't remember what
a
mine
bag for
was,
us.
but you had the Crayola, you had the Rose Art, you had like just like random Denny's crayons.
It was
Yep.
like it was like a
It was
big
a
it was like a
hodgepodge.
big pink square type of deal, and it had like a lid.
Nice. Mine was actually no. Now I remember. Mine was like an old like almost like chocolate tin kind of thing, but it had like a hinge lid and like there was broken pieces. There was crayons. You were like, I don't even know where this one came from. You know, there was always like random, like I said, Denny's crayons and stuff in there. It was always great, and you can just smell it. You're like,
Yep. You would open the lid and it'd be like,
it smells like before I was depressed and anxious and had to pay bills.
Right?
It's beautiful. Also, can we talk about how the fact that people were like,
what the fuck is that?
why does this generation love tattoos so much?
What the fuck is that?
You didn't have one of these?
Oh, I remember. Oh
The
my
Doodle
God,
Bear.
The Doodle Bear.
You didn't have a Doodle Bear?
You ever had a Doodle Bear?
So the premise was there was this bear, and it came with these special markers, and you could draw all over the bear. Then you throw the bear in the washing machine, and all the marker came off, so you could keep drawing on the bear and drawing on the bear. And I think I had this exact one too. Which also why did everything from our childhood have such a distinct smell?
I know, everything had like a very like distinct like
I will do I'll do this like me and B will be somewhere, and I'll be like, this smells like a Doodle Bear, and B will be like, I was just about to say that, and my mom's like, the fuck are you talking about?
the Cabbage Patch Kids also had a very distinct
I didn't
smell.
have those.
Mare calls those crack babies because
Yeah.
they smell so much like baby powder. She's like, she goes, because she was talking, she goes, I want to get, by the way, I talked to her, she said, Anya is good. She's like, I want to get her a crack baby, and I knew, and my dad just goes, I'm sorry, what? And I go, she means a Cabbage Patch doll, and he was like, crack baby doll? Like, explain?
Yeah. Yeah, they had a very like distinct
Just everything.
like, baby
I
powder
feel like
smell.
it was all like chemicals and shit.
Oh yeah.
And that's why nothing has like a distinct smell anymore, because they're like, it's so bad for you. It's like, but it's my childhood. Just yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You didn't have a Doodle Bear at all? Like, you don't remember them? You don't remember? I love that thing. And it's like, why is this generation so obsessed with tattoos?
No.
I didn't have a Doodle Bear.
That's why you don't have like a ton of tattoos. I had a Doodle Bear and now I'm covered on them.
Did you have Littlest Pet Shops though? Littlest Pet Shops? Did you have those? Oh,
I had a whole tin of them.
I like I said, I've been rebuilding, but I had like one of the big places. I found a bunch of them. I love those.
Do you guys remember those freaking like robot motorized like hamsters or guinea pigs, whatever the fuck they were?
the Zoom. No.
The Zuzus.
Yes, Zuzus. Yes.
And we had
Yes. I
And
had
I would-
two of them.
we had so many of them. And
I had one that looked like a cow, and another one that was like normal colored.
I remember like a tan one, a white one, a pink one.
Oh, it was brown. It was a brown one.
See, I remember those, but I never had any. So, okay, those were these dolls, and I was talking to B, and B actually, when I was telling B the premise of this, I asked B if B was like, do you remember these those spaghetti dolls? And it was like, yes!
I have no idea.
No.
what
Nobody
that is.
remembers. Again, very distinct smell. But do you guys remember the art kits, at least?
Yes.
Yeah. My grandma had one, and I used to go over there, and I'd be like, yay! She actually bought me one at one point.
That's adorable. Okay, so I found this out the other day. We've been using them wrong.
Yeah.
Apparently, the reason the markers suck so much, they're supposed to be wet.
You're supposed to add water to them. I also just learned that.
They're supposed to be wet. We've been using them wrong. That's the reaction I had.
Yeah.
Why isn't that in the instructions? There's no instructions.
Because this was the time in our history where it was like, figure it out. Think you just have a shitty product because you're fucking 6.
So upset.
I got
Beth's like, I need a new one to fix my childhood.
an art because I was artistic. So
You still are stuff.
well, me and my older sister were like
Yeah.
really big into art. So every year, my dad's aunt would give us those like cheapy art kits, and we'd be like, "Oh, thank you. It's gonna go in the corner with all the 15 other ones."
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least she was getting you something that you liked. My
True.
aunt used to get us Jesus books.
Oh. Gross.
Like she would give us like
I'm sorry, hold on. Jesus books? Do you mean the Bible?
Jesus books.
Not the Bible, Jesus books.
Jesus books.
I'm gonna
would
call.
give us-
I'd
she
be
would-
like, all right, I'm gonna just only call them from that now. Okay. Oh, you know. This
I have
hotel
to
room
ask,
has a
were these
Jesus
like Curious George books? Like Jesus goes to the zoo.
like the little golden.
Jesus gets lost at the mall. It's like baby, like little Jesus. Like,
Little bit-
I'm
little-
going to hell.
Little
But-
toddler Jesus.
Me too. It's fine.
I don't know if there's a hell, but I'm definitely going to hell now because like I can see that there are those kind of books like it's like 12-year-old Jesus, like it's the perspective for little kids. Like Jesus goes somewhere and his mom loses
just like
him, and then
us.
he's got you know.
I don't know how to explain them.
Everybody poops, featuring Jesus. Like
Jesus learns to poop.
Jesus
like
learns to
like
poop,
right.
exactly.
I don't know how to explain them.
I'm guessing. So it's not the
There was, like-
Bible,
there
and
was,
it's
like,
not.
those- she gave us a Bible. She would give us a rosary.
See, I had the only Bible I ever read. Because every time, like, my mom was like, you should read the real Bible. We're not very religious anymore, though. But we were, like, we tried to go on Easter and Christmas. But, like, the only Bible I had was, like, a children's Bible. So was it, like,
Yeah.
Bible stories,
kind
but, like,
of.
simplified?
Yeah.
Okay.
She gave me a Bible, a children's Bible, a Jesus coloring book, a rosary. She gave me several rosaries, might I add.
Oh.
I think she gave me a Jesus necklace once. A Jesus bracelet, I'm pretty sure. At one point,
Jesus. You just decked out in Jesus swag.
Jesus swag, bro.
Jesus swag.
At one point, actually, my mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to hell. I'm like, Jesus swag. I got the Jesus t-shirt, the Jesus pants, the crucifix. I got it all.
right.
Oh, she gave us one of those once too.
But no, I meant like a life-size crucifix. So like, I have my own
Oh.
crucifix. It's great. Got the Jesus swag.
But one time my parents gave her for Christmas one year they gave her like a bracelet, like a Jesus bracelet, because she was always giving us that shit. And she was like, "Oh, thanks." Like, bitch, you don't like it? You think I like it?
I was like, I'm 4. I want you to play with it. I can't play with a Bible.
This
is
was well
ridiculous.
into my teens.
Oh, that's...
The only time I read the Bible was when I was like a little kid. One of the first, I don't remember if it was my grandmother gave each of us a Bible, and I remember it was like pink leather, and I couldn't read, so I was going through the Bible and flipping pages, pretending to read it, but making up my own stories.
Making up your own.
I'm sorry.
So, because I wanted to be a teacher when I was little, so I had to hold up the Bible and pretend to read the Bible to my imaginary class. But I wasn't reading the Bible because I was 4 years old, so I didn't know how to read. So I remember just flipping through the Bible and being like, "This is a lot of text." So I'm gonna be like, "This page is really long, so I'm gonna say a lot of words, and I'm gonna flip the next one."
That's just that you just described how I got through advanced English. Like, that's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them.
Too bad I'm not reading them.
I had a maroon leather.
Oh, did
one.
you?
Yeah.
Ooh, like the ones you find at like hotels.
It was a little better than that.
Ooh, fancy.
I never read it.
Stop throwing the coaster, dude.
I know, I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Stop throwing shit, Beth.
No, but I never read it, might I add.
Just sat on the shelf.
No, but I did have to read like parts of the Bible because my mom used to make me go to religion class.
Ew.
Yeah, so like
The only thing I remember from Sunday school was how I discovered that cookie cakes were a thing, and I was like,
It wasn't.
I was like, that's the miracle right there.
It
Frosting
wasn't-
on cookies.
Right?
It wasn't on Sundays. It was in the middle of the
Like
week.
a
It was
Wednesday?
yeah, it was like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I would always I'd be like, I don't want to go. And she'd be like, you're going. And it would be a whole thing. And then I would go and I would see my friends because my friends went to the same one. The same friends that I was talking about before on the bus.
I actually only went to Sunday school for 3 weeks.
The only time we went to church was, I think it was the Saturday before Easter. There was a service,
Like
and
Palm
then
Sunday or
to
something.
bless the basket, and then that was it. And I remember one time,
Sorry, that was weak.
and I remember
That was like a negative.
that was
know.
not good.
terrible.
Can we
And
talk
so-
about the one time, though, you were like, I burped, and you were like, that was really good, and Beth just goes, 4. And you're like, I was trying to be nice, and I go, there is no nice.
I said it was a
In
soft
burping.
4.
Oh, yeah, you're like, soft 4. But, like, you just said it, like, you just, no, nothing. Just, you were just sitting there, like, just, like, in the shadows almost, just like that one judge, and been like, soft 4. And I was like, she's right. Yeah. You disappoint me, Kate. There's no niceness in this. Anyways, I cut you off. I'm sorry. Continue.
So I remember it was one of the last years we went to bless the basket. I think I was like 10 or 11. And obviously they take the holy water and they kind of like splash on the basket. And so he
Get rid of those pesky
No,
pesky
you
basket
splash
demons.
it on you,
Yes,
bro.
he splashed me, and it got in my eye, and it kind of hurt a little bit, and so I was kind of like blinking my eye a lot, and the guy looked at me like,
It's the devil.
that's a devil child, which is true.
Can we talk about though? Have you seen videos?
It burned. It burned my eye, and so this.
That's not a good sign.
And
The
so
holy water's burning your eye, and you made me want to leave the church.
it's because I was a gay kid. And
It just knew.
it knew.
Have you
It
guys
knew
seen-
this is a fag. And
Have you guys seen videos of babies being baptized?
Yes,
It's
so
hilarious.
it's awful.
No, it's hilarious. It's awful that they do that, but it's hilarious because like the
Bro, they literally just go like this.
No, I'm not talking about that part specifically. I'm talking about videos like where like the priest you're the baby and the priest is doing like the hand thing and the baby just goes. And just
The guy five.
the one that's my favorite is they're standing above like the basin and he's reading from the Bible and the baby just goes and smacks it right out of his hand. Into it, I'm like, get it, baby, get it.
I haven't seen the funny ones. I've only seen
Those
the
are-
terrible ones.
No,
Like,
there's one that is hilarious. It's this little kid, and he's got to be like 5 or 6, and you know the father. He's like the name of the Father and of the Son. And I guess the kid got impatient, and because the guy was taking too long, and he goes, "I'll do it." Grabs his nose and
I've
dunks
seen
his
that
face
one.
in.
I've definitely seen
And
that one.
everyone's laughing. The priest is like, "Amen!" And I'm like, yeah. I just love that too, especially the way he says, "I'll do it," and just.
You know, actually, speaking of this topic, the only reason I finished all of my religion classes was so that I could someday possibly be. My mom's like, "Oh, so you can get married in the church?" I'm like, "No, thank you."
Gross.
They don't.
Churches
like me
are
there.
pretty, but like no.
They don't like me there.
No.
But it was so that I could become a godparent. And I can't do that. You know why? Because my sister she won't have kids.
Yeah.
I never liked that notion though. It was like you have to be religious to be a godparent. It was like a godparent really though is just being like, if I die, you have my kid.
That's yeah.
Like you don't have to be religious for it. It was like, oh, you can't have do you have any godparents? It's like, no, I'm not baptized. It was like, I don't think I'm baptized either, but I don't even know who my godparents are.
I am baptized. I once schooled how to unbaptize yourself. So I was just curious.
Dunk your head in nacho cheese. I don't know where
Dunk
that
your
came
head in
from.
Nacho cheese?
I don't know
I was
where
like,
that is. Somewhere in my lizard brain was like, that is the most anti-Christian thing. Nacho cheese
is the most sacrilegious thing you
Here's
can
the
think
thing,
of.
though. I could see you having a rough day and just be like, what is that? It's a bowl of nacho cheese. It's been a hard day.
Oh yeah. I know.
All of a sudden, the devil just arises from your nacho cheese. You are now unbaptized, my child. Then just
Thanks,
disappeared.
Lucy. Thanks, Lucy. Get my chips.
Oh no, I said I didn't say there was chips. I said it was just a bowl of nacho cheese.
Stick my face in a
Just some
giant bowl of nacho cheese.
Your mom walks over. You want before you put your face, your mom walks over. Do you want these chips, honey? And you're like, I won't be needing that. Just all fancy like.
I shall not be needing.
Yep. Anyways, back to the nostalgia.
Back to the nostalgia. We've gone way off topic.
All right. Tech decks. Do you guys remember tech decks?
Yeah,
Was it the-
I
was it-
bought some the other day?
The little
I never had those.
skateboards.
Never had those.
You never had them?
What the fuck are those? Like,
You never had
I
those? You
did
like,
fucking-
ordered them and
the
they
fucking
had-
like.
I never had those, but I saw them all the time. And to this day, no, it's not one of those bug eye. Is that what they did?
Yeah.
See, to this day, I had
I don't know
no
what
idea
those
what they did.
I don't know what those
I
are.
saw them all the time. I didn't know they were those squeezy things where like the appendages shoot out.
Yeah.
I had to this day was like, I have no idea what the fuck those do.
Yeah, you
I have no idea what
squeeze
those are.
You'd squeeze it and it'd be like,
Like I saw them all the time and I'm like, I was like, I very distinctly remember those, but what the fuck are they?
Yeah. No, I never.
I think they also suctioned. What the fuck is all that?
Okay, so we got the
Oh,
Beyblades.
the Beyblades. I
Beyblades,
never
yeah.
had a Beyblade, but I
Never.
wanted one.
I feel like everyone either had or knew somebody who had this stuffed lizard.
Yeah, I think I had one of those.
No? And then we got the Garbage Pail Kids. Do you guys remember Garbage Pail Kids?
No.
Yes, I do.
Those things were so weird looking
I had a bunch of them.
and creepy. Like, me and B collected them. It was great. They were so disturbing looking, though.
Yeah, no.
But, funny story about Beyblades. I know you guys know this story, but, when I worked at... You good?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, fair. That should have... If we were allowed to cuss, that should have been my senior quote. What are you doing? I don't fucking know.
No, fucking.
Anyways, so when I worked at this local daycare, we had an after-school program, right? And so, this was 2-3 years ago now. But, these kids, they were allowed to, bring their own toys and stuff, and so these kids were playing with the Beyblades, and I was like, oh, cool, you guys playing with the Beyblades? And they're like, oh, yeah, you want us to show you how they work? And I was like, no, I know how they work, I used to have them when I was your guys' age, and they just look at me without missing a beat because kids have no filter, and it can be hilarious until you're on the other side of it and just go, you're that old?
My
Fuck you, kids. And I was like, I'm leaving.
my school, because I did the same thing you did with the daycare.
This wasn't that after school program. It was at an actual daycare. It wasn't the actual after school program.
Well,
but
anyways, either way, our school, our after school program. Stop touching.
No, she's trying to tell you to stop.
Stop.
You're gonna
No.
break Rich's coasters.
I'm not gonna break it.
As it's
As you drop it.
But anyways, so our after school program banned them.
Oh.
Because kids were getting in fights about them.
I feel like I remember that.
They would be so mad.
I don't remember who this was, but apparently one school actually banned them because some kid thought it'd be funny to rip it right at another kid's face, and it literally cut the other kid's face.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Because like this was also when they don't have them anymore, but when they had metal parts, do you remember how they? Yeah, it legit cut some kid's face, and they were like,
Definitely don't remember that.
You guys remember like wheelie sneakers?
Heelys.
The Heelys, yes.
I still want one.
There was
That was when you knew you were that was the coolest kid in school. You were like, because they would just glide down the hall, and you're like,
in
that is our god.
In 6th grade, there was this kid who had the Heelys and took the wheel out of the heel and threw it up at the ceiling. And they were like these. They have like the ceiling tiles that have the holes in them. And so he threw it at the ceiling, and it got stuck in the tile. So he had to
awesome.
step on one of the desks to try and reach his wheel from the fucking ceiling.
You know what is so funny? So, I didn't tell this story last time. I don't think. This is a nostalgia story for me, talking about two stories. One relates to shoes, and one relates to the other thing. So I'm gonna start with the shoe one. So, our school, I think your guys' school did this, but I'm not sure. Did what was called Project Aces, where each morning the gym they had the recordings of the gym teachers.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And you had to do the exercise
Those
to
are
them.
fucking annoying.
The best one was always the Fridays, though, because it was always dance. You always just dance. And at the end, they always did, like, the Rock Cat kick line, right? Mm-hmm. So I was doing that. This was 5th grade, and I was doing that, and I guess the shoes I was wearing weren't very tight. Because my one shoe flew off and went to SB. Used to have, like, the thing with him for a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
SB.
Last name B.
Oh, okay.
Went right to him. Landed right in the recycling bin behind him. And he turns around, looks at me, and goes, it was fucking beautiful. But the other story, this is always one of my favorite stories to tell, because the traumatic ones are always the best.
Oh, yeah.
I think I actually I should have thought about it and brought them in. But 4th grade, this is the year before, there was the Project Aces. I remember, I don't think it was a Friday, though, because I remember, like, my teacher specifically trying to get everyone doing, like, the jumping jacks and stuff. And the girls in elementary school, I didn't really have, like, any friends in elementary school, so I just hung out with the girls, because...
Yeah.
I hung out with the boys.
Fair.
Yeah, you would.
See, like, in 3rd grade, I hung out with, like, everyone. Like, I had, like, I actually had, like, a group of friends, but then in 4th grade, I didn't really have any. So I just hung out with the girls. And the girls wouldn't actually do it. They just hung out with the student teacher at the time, right? Mm-hmm. So, but before the Project Aces started, I had to go sharpen my pencil. So I went to sharpen it. And you know how kids do stupid things because other kids find it funny? And it's the most random stuff. And looking back, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, these two kids at the time decided that it was hilarious because they were boys to freak out about everything pink and purple. Like, they would freak out, right? So the pencil I had was pink, and I was like, yo, it's pink. I got a pink pencil. What do you think of that? So the one kid grabbed it, and I was like, this is...
My pencil.
It's my... Yeah, I was like, you got that kid brain on it. It's my pencil. But, of course, he's like, no, it's mine now. So we started a pencil tug-of-war. As you do. As every fourth grader should do at one point. And I guess he decided it wasn't worth it anymore.
So he let go and you fell.
So he let go, and I went, woo! Head right into the corner of my teacher's metal desk.
Was this one of the times you cracked your head open?
No, this was the time. I've never done it before.
I thought, why
you
did I
ruined the story, Kate.
I'm sorry. I thought you hit your head on a stop sign pole. Was that you or a different kid?
That was somebody else.
Different person.
That was not me. But anyways, so yes, as Kate ruined.
I'm sorry.
I cracked my head open, but usually when you crack your head open, you know right away. I think it was maybe 10 minutes later when I finally found out. Because I got up, first of all, I got my first pimple that day, so I scratched it open. Yeah, in fourth grade, I don't know, but it was weird. I just remember that very distinctly because I had blood on my hands, and it was a little bit, so I thought it was from that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I washed it off, and then the project days started, and our teacher was trying to get everyone, they're like, come on, she was doing the jumping jacks and everything, and
you mean to tell me that your teacher didn't fucking notice at all?
Well, because she was busy, she was, and so.
Terrible teacher.
No, she was awesome. She was She was actually a really awesome teacher. She was up at the front. She was actually when the fall happened, she was doing greeting all the kids coming in from the buses. So she wasn't even in the classroom, and the student teacher hadn't arrived yet. Mm-hmm. So she was doing her normal thing. So I'm standing there talking with the girls. We're talking with the student teacher. And I'm like, my head still really fucking hurts from hitting it. And I'm like, it really hurts. And I'm like, blood shouldn't be coming from my skull. That's not normal. And I go, I'm bleeding. Pass the fuck out. Because I can handle blood. Mm-hmm. But not when it's coming from somewhere it shouldn't be. Like your head.
Right.
Like your face, maybe. But the back of your head?
No.
Especially because I knew what that meant. Even in fourth grade, I was like, I don't know. So I woke up, classroom empty, except for my teacher who's holding me in her lap, I was like, this is it. I can't come back to school. I'm going to Parish because fourth grade. Mm-hmm. Went to the hospital, called the EMTs. I actually lied because I thought the kid would get suspended. Or not suspended. Expelled. Fuck English. Anyways. So I was like, oh yeah, I started feeling off and then sat down and fell over, which later came out as a lie because I broke down and told my mom, and she flipped. She was like, I can't believe you lied to me. Like, she held it over me for years. And I was like, I thought this kid was going to get expelled. I panicked. Like, I'm sorry.
And also, how old were you? Like 8, 9 years old?
I don't know, whatever fourth grade is.
Like, come on. Like, of course the kid's going to be like, I don't want to get them in trouble, so I'm not going to say anything. Like, it wasn't like you lied just to lie.
Yeah, and it also turned out then that we got tests done, and it turned out I had childhood epilepsy. I eventually grew out of it like you do, but, I was like, well, if I hadn't lied, we would have never known until I had a seizure. So, there.
Right.
She's going to watch this and be like,
she'll text you.
Hello? I don't know why I said her voice like that. That is
not her voice.
Anyways.
That's not what your mom sounds like at all.
It was so funny, though, because she had to follow me in the car, in the ambulance, and my mom doesn't like the Skyway. Because she doesn't like heights. The first time she was on it, her now husband, Bob, as a joke, got on it because he knew how much it freaked her out because he's that kind of person. Yeah. So she, in the passenger seat, unbuckled and crawled under the freaking glove box and just stayed there.
Oh, God.
Until they got off. So she's following the ambulance in her car, and she's like, don't get on the Skyway, don't get on the Skyway, son of a bitch! So she had to sit there like, it's for my kid, it's for my kid, it's for my kid, it's for my kid, it's for my kid. And I'm like, she told me, we were in the hospital waiting for them to come staple me up, and she goes, this was before I knew, all the issues going on, and she goes, if it was your father, I would have just taken the longer way. And I was like, damn, Mom, okay.
Shit, okay.
They're now miserably divorced. Not happily, like
Miserable.
it was a horrible divorce. But that's a topic to talk about with my therapist.
Yeah.
But it was, I was just like, okay, damn. But they put in the staples in, which people always tell, like, yeah, I had to get 14 stitches, and I was like, I don't remember. They were like, we're just gonna numb the area, you're not even gonna feel it. There was a baby in the ER screaming. I started screaming louder and higher pitch than the fucking baby. It was that bad, and it was. But then apparently the teacher made them all write, like get well soon cards to me and stuff. I still have all of them. I showed Beth the other day.
They're fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. The one kid was like, on the front of the card was like, get well soon, P.S. Stephen and Michael stole this idea from me of like the where you kind of cut it out and poke it in, so like when you open the card there's like a little like stand up, and I was like, here's the thing though, no idea who they stole the idea from because they didn't sign the card.
Sign the card.
Fair.
The kid whose fault it was, you can see he actually erased it. He's like, I'm sorry for what me and Nate did to you, and it actually says it in the card. It was it's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. Here's a fucking
Why do you
mess.
still have those?
Because it makes me smile looking at them.
They are funny.
Yeah, so because it's hilarious. One of them, there's one kid in our class. It's just the cover of the card just says Trevor, all caps.
Yeah.
It's great. So I keep them because they remind me of that story and they just make me laugh. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all elementary school, baby, and it was great, because then after, they were like, oh, you have childhood epilepsy, you're not allowed to do, when you go into middle school, you can't do the swim or the climbing. You know, most people would be like, oh, you got out of the swim? Yes. And I'd be like, I know the public pools are gross, but like, I like swimming.
I hated swimming.
Yeah.
They always did it during winter, which was so stupid.
It was
No,
always stupid.
swimming?
And then I had gym like the last class of the day,
Yep.
and if it was
Me too.
swim, you missed the bus. So I would have to call my mom
Not
and
only
be
that,
like,
but you'd be like,
I'm like, Mom, I missed the bus. Why'd you miss the bus? I had swim last period.
yeah.
And then she'd be like, all right, I'm on my way. Or she'd have me walk to where she worked because it wasn't that far.
No, it was nice and close.
But normally I was like soaking wet, so she didn't want me to walk
Oh, no, exactly.
in
It was
winter,
ridiculous.
soaking wet.
Anywho.
Yep.
Very long side tangent about Kacie's dramatic elementary school memories.
Would you like another fun fact?
Yes, you know what? To hit us with another fun fact.
I will hit y'all with another fun fact
With
here.
your fun fact. That was really bad. I'm
So,
sorry.
lobsters
Oh.
taste with their feet.
I did know that.
Tiny bristles inside the lobster's pinchers are the equivalent to human taste buds. And lobsters' teeth are
They
in
have
one
teeth?
of
I don't know
their 3 stomachs. So lobsters have
That's
3
disturbing.
stomachs. And
That's
all of their
disturbing.
teeth is in one of their stomachs.
I had to explain that to my little cousin with my bearded dragon Pleakley. Why he was licking everything. And she was like, that's really gross. And I'm like, well, he doesn't have fingertips, kid.
Yeah.
So, of course, he
He
doesn't know. And I'm trying to find a really good one, because we're... Nintendogs. Can we talk about Nintendogs?
Oh,
my
oh, and the
gosh.
DS's. Oh my god,
The
yes. I
DS's.
had a DS and I loved it. And
R.I.P. to all the Nintendogs.
What is,
loving
what
it.
is
I
that
know.
above it?
It's this one's Zoo Tycoon. And nobody else plays Zoo Tycoon.
Do you know they're making a new one?
Yep. Here's the thing.
I
is-
love Zukai too.
I did too.
I love that
They're
one.
remastering it.
That was so good. Christian and I did that one for hours. Like we did that one all the time. Like
me and my-
like friggin' like Dell PC that we had,
yes.
and then the Dell PC died, and we lost all the zoos. And,
Oh no.
but then we would always build a cool zoo we could, and then we would just decide like, all right, let the animals out
Yes!
now.
You had
Let
to-
them
you
go
had to
kill.
fire the zookeeper.
Let them just go kill the people. We just
Yes.
didn't care. It was great.
You had to gate.
Anarchy.
You had to gate in the zoo, and then you had to fire all your zookeepers, else they'd trank your animals, and then you just let them run. And it was
it's almost. It's
Here's the
almost,
thing, though. I hate when real quick. I hate when they remaster games because they're like, we're remastering. It was like, okay, leave it exactly the same, just update the graphics. But they're like, nope, we've changed it. Now we've ruined your game.
So that like zoo thing of like letting all the animals out, that's almost the equivalent of like building a pool in The Sims, putting your sim in
Yep.
the pool and taking away the ladder and just watching them drown.
That's great.
I feel like that's like the
It's
equivalent.
like we're all insane. It's fine.
yeah.
See, my thing with Sims though is I don't let my Sims die because then they don't leave me alone. Like they're ghosts.
Yeah, the ghost tunnel. I don't know if you can you turn off ghosts in The Sims?
I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know, but yeah. So I feel like that's the equivalent of like putting in a pool and then taking away the ladder.
Here's another one that's great. This outfit. Every girl had this pair of pants
Okay, so
and those shirts.
I had a special connection to those pants. Also, Wipeout. I love Wipeout.
And also watching it and being like, I could do that easily. No,
Oh, yeah.
you would perish.
My family used to have wipeout nights where we would play the game.
Yeah, the game kind of sucked though.
Yeah, but we had so much fun doing it.
Fair.
That's fair. Those pants. So they're Gauchos, right? That's
If
what
you
they're
say
called.
so. No, they are elementary school flare pants. But damn it.
They're called Gauchos, and those were the only pants I would wear for years. Like they went out of style, and I was still wearing them
You're like,
because
yeah.
I didn't like the feeling of pants being tight on my legs.
Fair.
I also did not like the feeling of fabric in my armpits
Fair.
and
can
the
still
seams
feel
of
those
socks on the tips of my toes.
Oh, I still
Didn't
hate
like
that.
those at all. I ripped so many shirts from like yanking on the fabric at my armpits to rip them.
You know what else
Yes,
sucks?
those pants have a special place in my heart.
Tags on shirts. Tags on
Tags
shirts.
on anything. Hate tags.
Especially shirts though, but I can still feel the fabric of those pants. Like if I close my eyes.
I can feel the fabric. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if did you guys watch Rugrats?
Yes.
I did not.
Tommy Pickles was right. I don't want responsibilities anymore. This is too hard. This one I think is one of my favorites that I have pulled up. First of all, the coupon machines. My mom would have to
my
keep me away from those and the twist ties.
Yep.
So we just pull them up and we play with them.
I
He would
used
make
to-
ninja stars.
I used to go grocery shopping with my parents, and I would take the twist ties and I would make little hearts with them, and I'd be like, "Here you go." I think my mom still has a couple of them.
But like, yeah, I'd be like, because I love that, almost like a paper towel dispenser. My mom would be like, "Stop," and I'd be like, "It's a coupon though. It's good for saving money." And she's like, "You don't even like that food." And I'm like, "No, it's fun though." Can we also talk about how the fact that McDonald's,
They ruined McDonald's.
They
did.
McDonald's used to be great, and then some jerk left
It has to be more modern.
left a syringe in the ball pit somewhere in the Midwest, and ever since then,
Goddamn
McDonald's has gone
Midwesterners.
downhill. And you could get like a burger, like for nothing. Now it's like you go there and buy
$50,
like
please.
something you'd get at Starbucks, and it's $35,
Yeah,
and it's like
ridiculous. And you know
no,
what's-
that wasn't the business model. They ruined it.
You know what is hilarious too is with our generation slowly turning into sad adults. McDonald's did it with us. McDonald's turned into a sad adult restaurant with us, and it's the worst. It's like, why?
I was
You
never
should,
allowed in the ball pits.
You should watch the movie about McDonald's.
I have.
Oh,
I
have
did
you?
it
The
in
documentary
business class.
thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The one where it's about all the bad stuff, not the one about the founder. Because there's a movie about the guy who like started
Oh,
McDonald's.
that was the one I was talking
Yeah, that's
about.
the one.
But there's also the documentary, like I think it's a Netflix thing about
Yeah,
people,
Like
probably
Super
fine.
Size
like
Me or
the
something.
Super Size Me, like there's
yeah,
those.
I saw both
So-
of them.
So
Can we also talk about silly bands?
Silly bands were the shit.
Silly band. Our school banned silly bands at one point. Do you remember that, Beth?
Yep. They also
Silly-
banned duct tape.
Yeah. Because
One-
everybody was bringing silly bands to school.
Yep. They were selling them.
and-
People had like a
yeah,
whole
they
black
were
market
trading 'em.
screen.
It was a black market of silly bands.
Do you guys remember every grade had like one kid who had two arms like up to their
Yep.
elbows
Yep.
covered, and you're like, how do you still have circulation in your body? Like that's ridiculous. But those were awesome.
Those were
And
so-
what I
we
love
went
was-
to Anaheim with my boys. With the boys, we took my nieces that lived in Las Vegas. So my wife, there was like 6 of us, and we went to like Disneyland and just ran around Disneyland looking for those things. Like
That's great.
And it was so fun because they were little and they like didn't get to see their cousins very often, so they had such a good vacation. And I'll never forget those stupid silly bands like, oh my God, it's a Mickey Mouse one, or it's like Animal Kingdom ones or whatever. Like
Yeah.
like they had each little package was for like different like Disney princesses.
that
or,
is awesome.
It was just
I
so
didn't even know
much.
Disney made those.
They had them and they were like and
learned a
they were
Disney fact.
but they were cheap. They weren't expensive. It was like you could do things like your generation was lucky. Like I feel like the kids now, they don't have like cheap things that you could just go buy the dollar store.
Brats.
Like there's not fun stuff anymore. I'll just give the kid a cell phone app and he'll play with that.
Which is why I have to deal with all of the drunk elephant kids at work. All the drunk elephant 10-year-olds.
Before we wrap it up, I think we have to talk about the cornerstone of childhood, which is
No,
Chuck E. Cheese. I can still smell those corns. I'm getting there. Do you guys remember this
cups.
the car thing with where they Chucky in it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the pictures came out.
Yep.
I found one of my pictures.
Oh my god. Maybe put it to that camera right there.
I was gonna say I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say I can
For like the
stretch it.
Yep.
That's young me.
Little baby
Chillin'.
Kacie.
Do you guys also remember this one where it drew your picture?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I remember
This
those. Those were so fun.
Now we just have AI for that. We don't even need
Yeah,
it
I
anymore.
I still have several of these.
Yeah.
And it was great. I even I even found a bunch of old like games that like woke up some memories, like the spider one where you had to like stomp on them.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. It was awesome. And
Did you guys do birthday parties at like Lasertron?
No, I had Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese was
It
always
was mainly like Chuck E. Cheese. I did one year. I think I did like a cake decorating one year. I think.
interesting. Now I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. Blow off your plans. We're going to Chuck E. Cheese after this.
Well, there was Chuck E. Cheese, and why I'm drawing a blank on the other one.
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I never
more of
did
an
Dave and
older
Buster's.
one though.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I said Chuck E. Cheese is the last thing, but we have to talk about TV.
Oh
we have
my
to talk about.
God,
I
that
love
was
this. We
elite.
used to be a proper country when we had the follow holidays, the what. Do you remember those when the
Yes.
crossover
Could you do the?
episodes?
Can you do the thing? Can you do the ice?
The
I used to practice because I was convinced
Yes.
I'd go on the Disney Channel. So I did the.
yes, and
Oh, that's pretty
I
good.
practiced it.
That's
I
really
practiced it
good.
when I was a
it's
kid.
muscle memory.
It's muscle memory at this point.
And
yeah.
you had the I never actually watched them, but you had the one where they had like all the stars like team up and do like field day events.
Yeah.
And then you had the Queen Sharpay in her outfits, which
Yes.
I feel like we need to do an episode strictly on her outfits.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, you should just do one episode just on Disney Channel and Nickelodeon.
We
Like,
could.
just
we
like-
need to
That's
rank
one
them,
episode right
like
there.
S tier.
Oh yeah, that's tier list.
Yes.
We'll get a dry erase board. You can just get out there and argue it out. That'd be great.
The outfits too,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Those were insane.
But on that note,
On that note,
it's been lovely.
yes, perhaps we'll have to do another nostalgia one because I still have several slides we
Yeah.
didn't even get to.
Damn, we're old part 2.
Damn, we're old part 2,
But this-
perhaps.
This has been Trash Buddies. Damn, we're old.
Yeah, and I think we had fun. And right before we leave, we'll leave you with one thing. Image of baby Kacie and her brat's Halloween costume. Which
Oh my goodness.
I, for the longest time, wore that jacket and ears
my
everywhere.
That's amazing.
And that jacket was the scratchiest thing I have ever owned.
All right.
So scratchy, so awful. And that is childhood. Something that you look on fondly, and then we're like, damn, that low-key sucked.
yeah.
But it was great. The smells are especially.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.